Hey guys, Roadrunner94 here, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that a lot of people tend to ask when they are first getting into guns, or if they are even, seasoned gun enthusiasts. Now, the topic is how much ammo should I have on hand in case of a crap hits the fan scenario? That is probably one of the most asked questions amongst new gun owners, and with more and more new people getting into the hobby of shooting guns and owning guns to defend their loved ones and themselves, I thought I'd make a video of what I think is an adequate amount of ammo to have on hand in case of a crap hits the fan kind of situation. The primary focus of this video is going to be revolving around 9mm because that is what I have to use as an example, and it also happens to be the primary choice as far as handgun calibers go for most people here in the US. Now, we've all heard at one point or another that 1,000 rounds is a good baseline to have on hand per caliber. And when I see most people showcasing this baseline, I can't help but notice that most of the ammunition is comprised of full metal jackets. And to me, that is about as useless as carrying full metal jackets as your everyday carry ammo. I know that having 1,000 rounds of premium quality hollow points or defensive rounds is very expensive. So I will talk about what I think could be a baseline of ammunition count when it comes to defensive ammunition, aside from having a good amount of range ammo on hand. Now, I still want to annotate that it would still be important to have 1,000 rounds of premium defensive ammunition. However, this goal can be something that could be worked on over time, whether you may go to the store and buy a box at a time, maybe every month or every 2 weeks. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to stick with a hardline number, which is going to be 200 rounds of premium defensive hollow points. The way I came up with this number was based on the amount of magazines that I thought I would need in a situation where crap may hit the fan or may have already hit the fan. And that number is roughly 10 magazines. I understand that different handguns may have different capacities, and so I chose the number that could possibly get most, if not all, compact to full-sized handgun type magazines up to 200 rounds, with about 10 to 13 magazines, given that the magazines hold at least 15 rounds and up to 20 rounds. Now, if you have 15 round magazines, you are going to get roughly 13 magazines for about 200 rounds. And if you have an 18 round magazine, you're going to get about 11 magazines out of 200 rounds. A lot of people may think that 10 magazines to 13 magazines is an excessive amount of magazines, especially for a handgun. However, because this video is focused primarily on a 9mm pistol, I am going to narrate this video in a manner that a 9mm pistol may be the only thing that you have at your disposal. Just to give some context, this still does not necessarily come to the exact amount of standard loadout for a US Army soldier, which is 7 magazines worth of ammo for an M4. That is exactly 210 rounds, which is usually what our troops carry when they go out on patrols while they're on their deployment. But it's pretty close, which is why I came up with the round count of 200. And also because most defensive ammunition boxes usually come in 20 rounds or 25 rounds. I'm not saying that 200 rounds will get you through a prolonged period of lawlessness and chaos. However, it is an amount of ammunition that can also be easily transported in case you do need to get out of an area at a moment's notice, and also gives you enough round counts to share within your household if you happen to have 2 or more pistols that can take the same ecosystem of magazines, potentially doubling your capabilities as a household to defend your home, property, and everything else you may hold dear. So what do you think? Do you subscribe to the idea of 1,000 rounds of 9mm in full metal jackets or a baseline of 200 rounds of quality defensive hollow points for when the doo-doo does hit the fan? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing what you guys might have to think. And if you stuck around this long, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because that's what motivates me to pump out more content like this. Thank you for watching, guys. Roadrunner out.